That's a loose ball. That's a tough one right there. Nika Mule battling on the glass.
And Debbie, they were visibly fatigued at the end of the Sweet 16 game in the fourth quarter, and we talked to Nika the other day, yesterday. How do you combat that? And she just said pure adrenaline. Everything we have to play another day. Becker's on the inbound.
I can't tell you the number of times Lindsey Gottlieb went over that very set in shoot-around today. And defending Paige Bueckers in that situation, and she still is able to work without the ball to get in space.
That is her 7th straight 20-point game now for Bueckers. Third foul here on Edwards.
Watch Bueckers right here. She's going to come off this screen and get into space right here and knock down this shot. Watch her rub her defender right off of that screen by Ice Brady, and she gets that short 10-foot jumper. They ran that play against Duke the other night, and they scored a couple of times on it.
Watkins now 6 of 6 from the line. .23 for Juju. Under 5 to go. Pressure off the make. Both Arnold and Mule, number 2 and number 10 in blue, are playing with 4 fouls. Off the turnover, Watkins steps through, up and in.
Right foot, wrong foot. It doesn't matter. Juju can score in any way. Good D by USC.
More pressure to try and speed up UConn, try and wear them down on both ends. Brady, telegraph that one.
Juju is coming downhill at you, and you know that you got to try to stop the ball right here, and this is tough. She just steps around and is so good with her body control.
4 fouls on Mule. She had no chance there. Bueckers collects, spins, baseline. Tough shot, gets it to go.
Now, I thought that was a foul. She was up under her.
Watkins for 3. In and out. Under 4 here in the fourth.
Remember the other thing that Coach Oriema said, we cannot play from behind because of our depth. We don't have the ability to extend our D. But they can shorten the game here by running clock.
Bueckers for 3. Got it!
What a shot.
Making plays here in the fourth. Paige Bueckers with 26. Watkins tries the scoop, no. 2-possession lead for the Huskies, and Gino wants them to back it out, and they'll run a set here.
And watch Coach Oriema put players where he wants them. You got to jump to the ball. You got to keep UConn in front. You got to rebound here. USC does have a foul to give.
Bueckers steps away from the defender, no good. Under 3 to play.
Good timeout by Lindsey Gottlieb. Her team needs to execute something here. They need to get the ball where they want it.
Every possession counts now, but Bueckers putting on a show so far in the fourth for Connecticut.
Paige with contact. That's a bucket, big one right there, and then back-to-back. Contested triple from the top of the floor.
Trying to engineer a win here in the fourth quarter, and for Gino in that huddle, 22 trips to the Final Four, 11 of those, half of them resulting in national championships. He's been down this road before. In the other huddle right now for Southern Cal, it has been 38 long years since they've played in a Final Four. Oh, so close, led by their freshman, trying to get back to the glory days of Cheryl Miller and Cynthia Cooper and the McGee twins. And trying to keep the final Pac-12 season alive at the Final Four. South Carolina will be there, so will NC State. They've got a date Friday night, 7 Eastern on ESPN. And the Iowa Hawkeyes and Caitlin Clark await the winner of this one.
Let's see if UConn, with their big lineup, comes out in their man in this possession. Juju Watkins is going to start on the strong side. Paige Beckers has done a nice job on her in the quarter court.
Watkins has it.
Well, they get the shot that they want. Her coming off a stagger on the weak side.
Rebound for Beckers. She's got a double-double. She and Mule and Edwards have played every single second tonight. Count it!
That's how you beat a press. You attack it. UConn does a great job of throwing over the top, and Mule finds Edwards on the backside. Davis late. Edwards with a bucket.
8 assists now for Nika Mule.
Got to be ready to rebound here if you're USC.
75% free throw shooter. Completes the three-point play. 22 now for Edwards. And it's a 9-point lead.
You just accelerate through your stuff right here. They're clearing it out for Juju.
Juju had it knocked loose. Forbes.
UConn really doing a good job of clogging the paint.
Uses the screen, finds some space. Mule comes out with it. Huskies have now scored 8 unanswered to open this thing up.
You got to stay aggressive right here for USC. Remember, you do have a foul to give, so you may want to throw a trap out or try to get a steal.
Final 2 minutes.
Now you don't want to foul now. You want to stay solid in your D.
Beckers off the bounce. Pulls up in the lane for 2.
And in a late clock, Beth, you let anybody but Paige Beckers catch it.
28 for Beckers. She's at her NCAA tournament average. Mule with a steal. Nika the other way and a foul. Huskies are taking over late.
Mule with those 4 fouls. Does a great job of anticipating. Here's Beckers in a late clock. Through the contact. Just too talented. Tell you what, Beth, for having a team with limited depth, Coach Auriemma has managed foul trouble. He's managed the depth, and they've stayed aggressive on the defensive end. Beckers has had a couple of steals. Mule on defense.
Outscoring Southern Cal here in the 4th quarter. Round and out, and Edwards comes out with it, and UConn's got it back to burn some more clock.
Yeah, you got it. You don't want to foul Beckers. But you got to stay aggressive here. You got 1 to give.
Beckers drives inside, blocked by Watkins. Juju with the swat. Oh, a reach-in foul on Edwards as Juju lost the sneaker and may have taken a shot to the face. 4th on Edwards.
There's a block from behind by Juju Watkins, and you see she steps out of her shoe.
Gino's telling his players rebound and get a timeout. On a miss here. Forbes will look for 3.
Timeout to advance the ball.
Three-possession game, under a minute to go.
This is a nice job by Forbes to relocate and to use the bounce to separate from Paige Beckers. Mackenzie Forbes knocking down the triple. That's her 5th of the game.
She and Juju have done their part, combining for 49 points.
So, Beth, because you have a foul to give, actually you have no more fouls to give. I'm sorry, there's 5 team fouls by Southern Cal. You want to be aggressive right here. Let the officials know you're trying to get a steal first. Then you're going to foul.
Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Yeah, what a job by Paige Beckers.
Beckers up the line on a couple of dead ball situations, was able to anticipate. I call that a little scouting report defense. And then her ability to off baseline out of bounds plays, knocking down big shots, wanting the ball in the tough moments of the game. Tough and clutch.
As it stands right now, basketball fans will go from watching Caitlin Clark play Angel Reese to watching Caitlin Clark play Paige Beckers for a spot in the national championship game.
Yeah, and don't forget the other side of the bracket. The #1 overall seed, South Carolina, taking on upstart NC State. All right, NC State, a surprise to be there, but certainly earned their way to this Final Four. Second trip in that school's history.
South Carolina advanced to the Final Four last year undefeated and lost in the semis. So they are back without a blemish to play Friday night against NC State.
They've had a couple of scares in the tournament. It hasn't been smooth,
yeah, they've handled
but they have handled everything. And NC State will pose some incredible quickness and scoring in the backcourt.
The experience really showing for Connecticut here late in the game, with Mule and Beckers and Edwards all with Final Four trips on their resumes.
Well, I'm going to say it again about Coach Auriemma, managing foul trouble and depth issues and staying aggressive on defense. And
Beckers fouls Watkins to stop the clock.
It's not a foul you want to commit.
That's her 3rd. Watkins is 7 of 7 at the line. So you anticipate a couple makes here, and then they can throw the press on again. Right. Gino does have one more timeout.
Call timeout to advance the ball.
Yeah. The National Freshman of the Year from ESPN, and likely more of those accolades to follow.
Coach Auriemma may elect to use the length of the floor, knowing the press is coming, instead of advancing the ball with a timeout. That's what he's going to do.
Save that timeout for if they get in trouble and a foul committed.
KK Arnold's a 67% free throw shooter. That's not who UConn wants to have the ball in her hands in a late situation. Aren't they supposed to get the ball back to Paige in that situation? Didn't we ask Coach Auriemma about that yesterday?
Well, remember they struggled to do that at the end of the Duke game. So Arnold to the line, 68%. Her first trip.
Coach Auriemma looking at Paige going, hey, no more fouls. Well, Southern Cal does have 2 timeouts remaining. They can advance the ball here.
Missed them both. That's 5 in a row they've missed. Watkins dribbles it off her foot, stays in bounds. UConn really extending the pressure. Forbes will try for 3, leans into it, in and out. Mule rebounds and a foul.
What a tough-minded UConn second half, right? Has a lead, survives a punch. Southern Cal makes a run.
40 minutes tonight for Mule, 40 for Beckers, 40 for Edwards. And that is the 6th consecutive missed free throw. USC hadn't been able to hurt them at the other end. Wow, 7 in a row.
Coach Gottlieb going to use a timeout here to advance the ball.
They'll have one left. Oh, Gino was telling us yesterday he was hoping that SC might be in need of a timeout late in the game so he wouldn't have to burn one, and he's going to get his players an opportunity to catch their breath. Here's what's at stake for you. A 23rd trip to the Final Four for the Huskies, for USC trying to get back there for the first time in 38 years.
UConn's 13 for 23 from the free throw line.
You go back to that meeting, the trio of Beckers, Mule, and Edwards with Gino after they lost their 5th player to injury back in early January. How will you choose to respond to the adversity and the heartbreak of losing teammate after teammate? 22-2 since that moment. And those upper-class leaders have been a huge difference here in the second half.
Well, you got to go for a quick 3 here. See if you can extend the game by fouling. Or you throw a direct pass into Marshall and let her score. But I think you want to get Juju on a screen here. There's a switch.
Watkins drops it off for Marshall. Missed the layup. Second chance, up and in. And there is the final timeout for UConn.
The same strategy right here, Beth, right? I mean, UConn's going to inbound the basketball. What they've been doing is having Paige Beckers inbound it, and then they try to get it right back to her. She's their best free throw shooter. It's part of the reason why they have missed all those free throws, is she's not been on the line. Now Southern Cal's going on a 7-0 run to cut it to 5.
Arnold, Edwards, and Mule are not the ones that want to foul for UConn. They are all still playing with 4 personals. And of course, Beckers is not the one that USC wants to foul.
Well, UConn doesn't want to foul. I mean, they want to get the ball in bounds and get it back to Paige and let her go to the free throw line. They know that Southern Cal is going to foul.
$17.5 to go for the last spot in the Final Four.
You switch everything. You switch to steal.
Mule comes to receive and is fouled.
Well, it's a good job by Bigby not to let Paige Beckers catch it back. This will be interesting right here, right? Pressure free throws to go to the Final Four.
They've missed 7 in a row. Mule 0 for 3. This one for a 3-possession game. Timeout SC to advance. It's their last one. The winningest program in the history of the NCAA tournament with 11 national championships. Fighting through so much adversity this year. surviving their worst start to a season in 37 years, surviving losing 5 players to injury, and now trying to survive and advance.
It's a remarkable run. It's an incredible coaching job by Coach Auriemma and his staff. It's a connected group, and they work hard at it. You know you got to bring 40 minutes of discipline and execution against any team Gino puts on the floor.
What a job that Gino and his staff have done to get them to this spot.
There's the 3 for
Watkins. They run her off the line. She'll take the 2. Pass picked off. Padilla looking for 3. Rebound, Connecticut. Oh, one official had a foul, I thought. Now the other one has a held ball, and it goes to UConn. UConn with the arrow. 3.9 to go. And a foul with 3.2 to play.
Well, USC is going to look at this and know they had their chances. Put some game pressure on UConn with the lead, but I thought Coach Auriemma's team managed the clock so well late into the game.
That's the 5th foul on Caitlin Davis. And look at the leadership of Paige Beckers.
Stop turning the ball over.
Well,
Get me the ball.
The Huskies can sense it now. And Leah Edwards will try and put the finishing touches on it. Things didn't look good in early December. 3 early season losses for the Huskies, who are proving that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And UConn knocks